am your host, Marsha Florence with Just Dance Podcast Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. And you know how we do. We always got some resources just for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I always tell you that when we have guests in the house, it's because we know what time of the year it is. And guess what time of the year it is now? It's property tax time. Okay, so why you say that, Marsha? Because we want to make sure that people are aware of some of the resources that you can utilize for your property taxes so you don't slip between the cracks and say, I didn't know, I was afraid, I didn't get it, they didn't send me a letter. You don't have to do all that. So today, from the treasurer's office himself, Mr. Eric Sabree, we have with us. But you know what? Sometimes the treasurer doesn't come, so he sends someone else in his place. And guess what? She just is as educated and experienced and knowledgeable as he is. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Don Lee Cotton, Deputy Treasurer. Well, hello there, Miss Lee Cotton.
Good afternoon, Miss Marsha. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for stepping in for the treasurer today.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to do it. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
You're welcome. Now you have a serious long title there. So Deputy Treasurer, Forfeiture and Foreclosure. Give us some detail. What is it directly that you do?
So I work alongside the treasurer and with our staff here at the Wayne County Treasurer's Office to reduce delinquencies and prevent foreclosures of owner-occupied homes, for the stabilization of our neighborhoods. Taxpayers come in, want to get into payment plans, um, figure out how to get their payments reduced. We just work to keep taxpayers in their home, and that is my role here to specifically work with the taxpayers who are facing forfeiture and foreclosure.
Now people are nervous when they come. Okay. I'm
I
saying that for
understand. Yeah,
everybody,
I
including myself,
understand.
if that was the case.
Yes,
So people are
yes.
always so nervous, but are they nervous because they delinquent, or are they nervous because they don't know what to expect?
I would say a little bit of both. Sometimes because prior to a property being foreclosed, we don't foreclose on the property. You almost have 3 years to come into um, the office to figure something out as far as your delinquent taxes. So March 31st, 2026, we will be foreclosing on 2023 and prior year taxes. So if you were delinquent in 2023, you still had 2020, 24, and 2025. So I think it's a bit of both. You're delinquent and you don't know what we have to offer to help you get into, some sort of payment plan to figure out how to get these paid prior to foreclosure.
Okay, okay. And so, you know what, Don? My question is really like a person on the outside looking in. Now,
Hmm.
a lot of people have parents have passed on, and the house has been, vacant, or the family now has acquired the house, the children. But some children, adult children, are living in the home and not paying the taxes because they don't know what to do. They don't want the house to go into probate or something or other. Now, do they? And I'm just asking this for the public's concern. If you're
Hmm.
living in a parent's home and the parent's deceased, is some of the steps you should take? Can you still pay the taxes until you decide family wise what you should do, or what?
Absolutely. You don't want the property to fall into the forfeiture foreclosure state. You want to pay the taxes to keep them updated as best you can. Now, what probate does is help to get that property into your name, whichever family member is going to have it. I don't think you should be scared of probate either. We have here probate assistance
Hmm.
we have community partners that offer probate assistance. United Community Housing Coalition and Lakeshore Legal Aid, who can help you free legal advice to help you decide what it is you need to do. But yes, you should still maintain the taxes as best you can because you don't want the interest to pile upon you, and
Mm-hmm.
is 18%
That's a
added
lot.
on, so
That's a lot.
you don't want that bill to grow.
So, what are some of the payment plans? I have a flyer here. I want to bring that up. So, if you
Mhm.
can, talk about this flyer while we have it up. So, tell me something about these. What are some of the payment plan options?
Okay, so we have the ERSPA payment plan, which is the interest reduction stipulated payment agreement. If you live in your home, are an owner occupant, you could get into this payment plan where the interest is reduced from 18% to 6%, and you can
Mhm.
stretch that out over the course of 5 years. So, sometimes we have people who have quite a high tax bill, especially if it's 23, 22, it's some prior year's taxes. So you
Right.
could just put 10% down on your delinquent taxes and get into a payment plan, which is a monthly plan, and it can be stretched out over 5 years. You would
Okay.
just have to um, live in the
Okay.
home, owner occupied, and go online, sign up for a payment agreement, a payment arrangement, or you could
Mhm.
come into our office as well. And you would contact us and make an appointment to come in and get you into a payment agreement that works best for you. So that
Okay.
one, you have to live in the home, owner occupied. The next one is a stipulated payment agreement, which is for anyone, even those, like you just mentioned, living in their parents' homes, might
Mhm.
not own the home, but they want to stay current on the taxes as best they can, and that's available. This plan allows for taxpayers to pay their taxes on a monthly payment.
Okay.
uh, you typically start with 20% down. Right now, if you could come in now and get into a payment plan, it's 20%
Mhm.
down by November 14th. And then it goes up 10% each month as we get into foreclosure time of
That's the
March
stipulated
31st.
payment plan.
That's the stipulated payment plan. Yeah.
Okay. So now this big one
Uh,
right here, distress owner occupant extension. This now
that
now the big word distress. Come on.
Yes,
To-
we call that the Dewey here. So if
okay.
anyone was to call in, we shorten that the Dewey, distressed owner occupant extension. And this plan is for those experiencing financial hardship with, um, all they would need to provide is what that financial hardship was. They lost their job, they were hospitalized, they must own the property and have a
Mm,
deed that's in their name. Proof of occupancy, a utility bill, and what that hardship is. And all of these explanations of the payment agreements and plans can be found on our website. So if you were to go online and type in Wayne County Treasurer's
mm.
Office.com, it's going to come up, Wayne County, and you can kind of do some research into that. Or again, you can contact our office at taxinfo@waynecountymi.gov. So
Okay.
you can
Okay.
call us, you can email us, you can go to our website,
You know
and
what?
we are here.
You
We
guys
want to
provide
keep you in
so
your
many
home.
different tools and resources for people not to fall between the cracks, but people still do because it's
Yeah.
just the nature of the beast that, oh, I'm not
Hmm.
sure, well, my mom and dad own this house, but I don't know what to do.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
here at Just Ask, we try to educate folks, way in advance so that you don't fall between the
Hmm.
cracks, ladies and gentlemen, or you have an opportunity to retrieve some of these resources and look into it.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of people don't read, won't read, and can't read. So we
Hmm.
are designed here at Just Ask to be the filler so that you can get the same resources by way of having you guys come and visit us either here at the studio or the podcast. So I thank you so much for joining us because this show will air for quite a bit of time, and we hope that people will take heed to what
Yes.
they're hearing and seeing today and
Hmm.
get the message and just come out and take care of their business
Yeah.
instead of, you know, second
And if you
guessing.
don't read, can't read, and you want to call and speak with someone, we have our call center, we have excellent staff who are willing and able and ready to help you figure out how to stay in your home. And see that number is up. It's 313-224-5990. We're here to help. Give us a
Yep.
call.
Yep. Yep. And I appreciate it because, like I said, I'm a homeowner. I required my family
Hmm.
home, and I, took my time and paid attention because my mother was very, clear about what she wanted and how things were supposed to be,
Yes.
and I just followed her
Hmm.
lead. But then when I became the actual homeowner, I had to, figure it out too. Am I doing the right thing? And ask questions. So I don't want anybody to just say, well, I'm just gonna sit here and we're just gonna stay here and we'll work it out. But when it comes to the taxes, you stayed there long enough for the taxes
Yeah.
to triple, double, whatever, and you just
Yes.
lived at the house. And another thing too, a lot of people don't realize that if they don't have the house transferred in their name, they can't get home repairs. You'll be eligible for a certain type of
Yeah.
assistance, and you can't get it because the property's not in your name.
That the PRE, the primary resident exemption, that can help lower. If you have 100% PRE, you live in the home, that reduces what the rate that you pay for your taxes. So you would go to your local assessor's office and make sure your PRE is, where it needs to be. It could be 100%, 75, maybe you have two homes, you live here part-time, live someplace else, but you always want to look into those things, ways that, again, reduce your tax rate so you don't have to pay as much in
Oh
property
yeah.
taxes.
Oh yeah. So
They
I have
also
another
have,
flyer here I want to
mhm,
bring up.
yeah,
And we talked about probate assistance.
mhm,
So, uh, Dawn, can you elaborate on the probate assistance program?
okay. So really what that is that we partner with community partners where they help you free of charge. Legal aid, Lakeshore Legal Aid, and United Community Housing Coalition can help you get your probate case going here in
Mm-hmm.
Wayne County. And what that does is, if you have an active probate case, and your property is listed on the inventory of that case, it can help keep your property while that case is going on and working through the court system, keep your house from being foreclosed. And
Mm-hmm.
again, we always suggest that you pay the taxes still while you are in that, because you don't want to have the house is now in your name and then you have this big astronomical bill to pay. We just always recommend getting into a payment plan, but um, we partner with those community partners, and they can assist. They can
See,
assist if you contact them. They can help you, with your probate matters.
now I leave the flyer up a little bit longer, and,
Hmm.
and I do that so that the viewers can catch the phone numbers. So
Yes.
hopefully, like I said, for us, people have comments and concerns. We don't want to put it down too fast where they miss it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you see
Hmm.
United Community Housing Coalition's phone number, that 313-725-4560, and you see their email address as well, their website. So then you see Lakeshore Legal Aid, 888-783-8190. Now you can't go wrong. At least at some point you can call and ask a question. If you're not, even if you're not sure, if you're not comfortable, I'd rather know that you can call and ask a question and then come back to them if necessary. And then with all these upcoming, what is that, house hope or home help, what's those, it's been a lot going on in the city. I'm trying to get the name of it right, where and this is to me, definitely a good cause, where all the services in the city come together and allow people to come to the Northwest Activities Center, Bustle Center, or whatever,
Hmm.
and get a
Hmm.
chance to, sit with them directly and talk about the water bill, the energy program.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I forgot the
Yes.
name of it, but I know I like to go to those
Hmm.
events, and they're just
Yes.
like health fairs, but they're for the house fair. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that helps a
Hmm.
lot, and whoever created that, hats off to them, because that's
Hmm.
helping a lot of people out that couldn't get to the office, was unable to for whatever reason, and then they get to go to a facility and find out that they can take care of everything at one time, like a
Everything.
one-stop
Yes.
shop.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
like
Yes.
a one-stop
And I
shop.
know Detroit does that. There are 43 communities within Wayne County. Different municipalities handle, they do different things to help their citizens figure out how to get their taxes paid. Like you said, water bills, there's always some sort of assistance. It's just getting letting the community know about it. So again, we appreciate your show to get the word out and just let people know that there is help.
Well, thank you, thank you. Now, I can't leave out one of the big things that's helping people out, the new mobile unit. So I did want to talk about that.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start off with, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very supportive of the Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabree's mobile office unit, because we just had our fifth annual Health and Fun Fair, and he had it there at the Samaritan Center with us, and it was just beautiful. I mean, to know that you could get assistance inside a mobile unit, you don't have to go to the office, you don't have to worry about parking. Just find out where the location is, where it's going to be at, and I'm going to ask you, Dawn, do the people have to register in advance or anything, or do they just know there's a listing of where it's going to be located at.
Not at all. With all the construction, the cost of parking downtown right now, it's hard to get to our office. So we're
Mm-hmm.
bringing the Wayne County Treasurer's Office out to the neighborhoods. There's no appointment required. We offer the same services that you can do here in the office. We can get you a copy of your bill. You can get into a payment plan. You can make a payment. Now, we do not accept cash on the
Correct.
at the mobile office. So,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have cash on there. You can invite us to your community meeting or event to have us out there. This Saturday, we will be at North Point Block Club and Soul Harvest Ministries, which is at 16300 Woodward in Highland Park, and we will be there from 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I believe there is yes, the email address is on that flyer there, WCTO community at
Mm-hmm.
waynecountymichigan.gov. You can always shoot an email and we can let you know where we'll be. Again, request that we come to a community event or, find out if we're in your area.
I mean, to me, it was just beautiful. And then on top of that, it was wheelchair accessible.
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay, okay.
yes.
To me,
The
you
treasurer is proud to have that. He's been working on that for some years, and this year he was able to get it out there and get it to the community.
now. Do you think that a lot of different other agencies will jump on the bandwagon and have mobile units? I was talking to Kathy Garrett over at the Wayne County Clerk's office, and she said, "Look for it in the future." And I had to laugh because we
Okay.
realize that we have a combination, like I said, of people who are unable to come out and want to get the assistance, and then also not only are
Mm-hmm.
some of our population unable to come out and get the assistance, but some of the locations, the construction and the traffic is so horrendous that
Absolutely.
you trying to pick a day, pick a time,
Mm-hmm.
get dropped off, picked up. The
Yes.
weather is
Yep.
unconducive and everything. So I think that the mobile units are helping out greatly within the
Mhm.
community to allow people to know that you do have options.
Yes, and so it was perfect that the treasurer was able to get ours up and running and out this year. Like you said, with everything that is going on, I do believe the Secretary of State has
Hmm.
a mobile unit that goes out. I'm not sure.
Yep,
Well,
they do. They
if
do.
yep. So
They were also part of our fifth annual Health and Fun Fair. So the
okay.
Just Ask
Yep.
Foundation's Health and Fun Fair had the opportunity and the pleasure of having you guys, the Treasurer's Mobile Unit, and the Secretary of State. And people were shocked when they saw the Secretary of State. It was so funny because they kept saying,
Yeah.
"Is that real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So
Yep.
come to find out.
Hmm.
Close to about 30 people went over to the booth and got their tags, their handicap placard, their registration. I mean, they did all kinds of stuff, and they were just
Yes.
shocked. So I'm
Hmm.
we're looking forward to having you guys and the Secretary of State and whoever else in the future for our next event, which is next year.
Absolutely. Yes.
But it was just wonderful to have it there. And people could actually go in and get their services taken care of. I was even at the ribbon cutting for you guys mobile unit, and I just thought it was
Oh
just
yes. Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
it's time. You know what? One thing about it in Detroit in particular, we will find a way to utilize the resource, and once we get
Absolutely.
used to it and
Hmm.
comfortable, that's what we want.
Hmm.
That's all we want.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
mean, if
We
we can
have
find a way
great
to make it
staff
happen.
members,
Mm-hmm.
very helpful, very knowledgeable. I can't think of something you might not be able to ask them that they wouldn't be able to let you know when it comes to, your property taxes. And if they don't know, they'll help find out. They'll point you in the right direction.
So, is there anything that's coming up at the treasurer's office that we need to know about?
Well, we have the Wayne County Veterans Resource Fair coming November 20th, Thursday, November 20th. It's
Now you know we got
the
that flyer. Let me find that flyer
Okay,
for you, Dawn.
okay.
We don't want to miss that opportunity to talk about that flyer. So let me see what number is that? Number three. Ah, there it is. Go
There it
ahead,
is.
Dawn. Let's
Yes.
elaborate on that.
Okay, it will be held at Wayne County Community College, the Northwest Campus, which is at 8200 West Outer Drive. It will be from 10 to 2. It is a free event for veterans, spouses, their children. If you're a first responder, caregiver, or an agency that provides services to veterans, we invite you out. We will have over 100 vendors there that will share their programs and various events and services. There will be some free phones, employment, health care, housing, veteran affair loans. Some will have giveaways, door prizes. So it's just a great event to come out, the veterans to see what services you need, get help with services, get linked up with various organizations. Um, I believe we have Zanetta Adams, former presidential appointee from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, is our guest
Mm-hmm.
speaker. And
Mm-hmm.
there will be a panel discussion and Vietnam veteran pinning ceremony. So we're also providing lunch, like I said, and on the flyer, it lets you know we ask that you do register or give us a call again at
Mm-hmm.
313-224-5990. Walk-ins are welcome, but we would like for you to register so we're prepared and we don't run out of anything and we have everything you need. It is our ninth annual event. It's free, and we welcome all veterans, their
Okay.
family, spouse to come on out.
That's great. That's great. Now I've attended quite a few, and I'm looking forward to attending this one as well. So, and like you said,
Mhm.
this is the ninth one. Now I was telling somebody, I said, well, at our event we host like 45 vendors. The
Mhm.
Veterans Affair is 100. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself. I said, well, I'm not even putting a dent in the ball game. I'm just, honored to know that a lot of the agencies come out to support our
Mhm.
veterans, and it's a wonderful thing that they do what they do in the way that they do it. Because if you can get that many services under one on one roof,
Yeah.
you're doing
Yeah.
something, and then that goes show you the compassion and the concern and regards to our veterans. What's important.
Yeah, yes, Treasurer Sabree is very passionate about helping our veterans figure out their needs, especially when it comes to staying in their homes. Um, as we talked about payment plans and exemptions, if you are a 100% disabled veteran, you may qualify at again, your municipality, you have to go to your assessor first to be exempt from paying property taxes. So you're 100% disabled. Um, Even if you're a veteran and you're not disabled and you don't get that exemption, you if you get into a payment plan, you don't have to put a down payment. So the
Mm-hmm.
payment plans require a down payment, but veterans and first responders do not have to put a down payment, and they can get into one of those payment plans.
Now, our first responders, that is the firemen, policemen,
Yes, Wayne
EM.
County police officers, firefighters, and EMS who are
Okay,
employed in Wayne County.
okay, okay.
Yes.
That's a good thing. That's a
Well,
good
let me not
thing.
say, I'm sorry, Wayne County homeowners who are employed as police officers, firefighters, and EMS. So you could be a police officer in a different
Hmm.
county, but if you own a home and you reside and live in that home, um, a no down payment plan is available to you.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, first
Yeah,
responders, the people who take care of people, that's a good
absolutely.
concept to have them, honored that way so that they can continue to feel comfortable in doing their job and living in their home without feeling
Yes.
stressed out that I'm a taxpayer and I got to do all this and I'm trying to help take care of
Yep.
people.
Yep.
No.
And the treasurer brought that first responders on after COVID, during COVID, and coming out of COVID, for all of the great work and service that first responders provided to the community.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
It's so much going on. And let me ask you this now. I don't know if this will affect you guys or not, but with all this tariffs and shakedown and government shutdown, are you guys affected by that in any way?
Mm, No, we are your local government here, and the treasurer's sole, one of his sole purposes, and is to collect delinquent taxes.
Hmm.
So, if there you have delinquent property taxes, That's what our office does.
We don't want people to think that because it's a government shutdown that you don't have to
No,
pay your
that
tax.
that's on the federal side for us, for the country, not here
Look,
at the Wayne
somebody say
County
I thought
Treasurer's
it was
Office.
y'all too.
No, 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 no. Get on in here for a payment
Right,
plan,
right, right. I'm not
and so we
excuse me,
can
I'm
get
not
you
making light
going.
of it, but people will do
I,
that.
oh no, I know. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes.
And they say everybody tied into this together, so I
Hmm.
figure,
Hmm.
okay,
No,
okay. So,
no.
ladies and gentlemen,
We don't
don't
want
fool.
March to creep up on you.
Okay, okay, right, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't fool yourself and believe it that just because
No,
there is the
no.
government shutdown that you don't pay your
Mhm.
taxes or your delinquent
Mhm.
taxes and take care of your information. As you see the
Wayne County
information,
government is still open and operating.
okay, okay.
Yes,
So, as you see the numbers and things on the board, please keep in mind what you have to do. Okay, okay. Well, I want to ask you, Don Lee Cotton, will you come back and see us again?
absolutely. If yes, if if our wonderful treasurer Eric Sabree is not available, I will step in his stead, and I will be here to talk to you, Miss Marsha. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. So I want you to hold that thought for me, and please tell the treasurer I said thank you for
I
having you
sure
step
will.
in for him. You've done a wonderful job, and our community is grateful for you all's hard work and effort. So hold that thought for me.
All right,
Okay,
thank
all
you.
right.
This isn't a workout video. It's about how LLS has helped blood cancer patients like me thrive and how your donation can help countless others. Please give today at lls.org.
We see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we're shifting sport culture because every athlete deserves to compete free from abuse.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, she just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do here at Just Ask. I mean, a lot goes on, but we try to make sure that you are knowledgeable in the resources that you need. So don't get caught up in the foreclosure blues now. You can actually see all these resources and utilize each and every one of them. If you don't have the information, you can always give me a call, 1-800-323-5336, and we'll get that over to you. So don't sleep on it. Let's get on it. All right. I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. See you next time.